All right, guys, I'm back. I want to share this video with you guys. Just quick tips on what to expect when you're on a phone call with a seller and that signal kind of lights up and you say, okay, this might be a Novation deal just based off of how the conversation is going, right? And that's how you can possibly, lock up a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 deal with these exact seller responses, right? And that's your signal to know when, okay, this is a Novation deal and this is going to work for a Novation deal. I can't wait for you guys to leave comments down below. Man, this video just helped me make $30,000, especially for you guys that are in school and here on YouTube as well. I just, hope the best for everybody, right? So most wholesalers, they walk away too soon, right? When they're on the phone calls with, the sellers and, sometimes I see these calls and you guys are on the calls for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just asking about the roof, the condition, and the AC. And you're like, okay, I can give you 50% of what it's worth, right? You just tell them the exact number. Let's say it's worth 200. You say, yeah, I can give you, or sometimes even less. I can give you 80,000. No, I'm not going to take that. Okay, bye, thanks. That's not how it's supposed to go. Guys, you have to understand. You have to spend time with the sellers on the phone call, right? You will learn this over time that you have to truly understand the seller's motivation in order to help them. Real estate is always about creating solutions, right? If you can find a solution for your seller as well as your buyer, you are going to succeed in real estate, right? So always remember that you're in the business of creating solutions, whether that be creative, whether that be a cash offer, whatever exit strategy you want to use. As long as you can create a solution for the seller, you are going to make money in this business, right? So the truth is, some of the biggest checks are hidden inside leads that told you no. The reason why is because they are telling no to everybody. You have to think they have been getting the same types of calls that you have been making thousands of times, right? Do you think you're the only one calling that same list? Or do you think you're the only one calling that person that they only filled out your PPC form on Google or on Facebook? No, they probably filled out 2 or 3. Right? When you're shopping for a car, do you go and just look at one car? No, you probably go to 3 or 4 dealerships, right? That's the same thing. It's now, once you have that lead, it's in your hands, right, to be able to convert that, guys. So it's pretty simple. Love the one you're with because you don't know when you're going to get the next chance, right? So the problem is you're trained to disqualify instead of pivot. And when you don't recognize signs of innovation, opportunity, you're throwing away tens of thousands of dollars. Trust me, I've been there because before that I didn't know what Novation was and I didn't know how to do a Novation deal. I was only stuck with a cash offer. And that's the only thing I could provide to the sellers. Now that would limit the amount of money I could make because Novation just opens up a complete new door on where I can make thousands of dollars that I was not able to make in the past. And that's the same thing you guys can do as well, right? So if you're watching this, I do encourage you to take your time and listen to what I'm about to tell you here right now, okay? So that offer is way too low. That doesn't mean they're not motivated, guys. It means they're informed. They know their home has values and they're not desperate. Perfect Novation candidate. You offer them closer to market value in exchange for flexibility in time. Now, what does that mean, guys? That basically just means, okay, the offer didn't work, and now this is after you go back and forth, right? You offer them obviously the lowest price possible, and then let's say you go up a little bit more till your max allowable offer, right, your MAO, and then you cut it off and say, look, this is the max I can go, because anything after that, you're probably not going to make money. And if you do pick up the deal, it's not going to sell, so it doesn't make sense for you to pick up the deal, right? So at that point, you're like, okay, well, I can't really pick up the deal. What am I going to do now, right? And if they say at your max allowable offer, look, that offer's way too low, I still couldn't do it. Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Seller. Would you be interested in a higher offer? I do think you may qualify for this program, but I would have to check with one of my managers or my back office, whatever your pitch is, right? I'm not here to get into specifics with you guys, but I'm here to explain it, right? So if I am able to get, extra money for your property closer to retail value, I'm not saying I can, Would that be something that you're interested in making a decision here today? Oh, yes. Well, if you do qualify, a lot of the times with these programs, they do tend to take a little bit longer, but we certainly can get you closer to retail value. That's it. Yes. Okay, perfect. Let me put you on a quick hold. All right, then you figure out what you're going to do, right? And that's why I'm here. So that's pretty much it, like on seller response 1. So seller response 2, I don't need to sell fast. I'm not selling my property for pennies on the dollar. That's not happening, right? These sellers ain't in a rush. They just want a fair price. Again, that extra 30 to 45 days it takes for a novation to close, no problem. And in return, you get access to retail buyer pool, right? So your chances of selling that is much higher, right? Because if you were to pick it up with a higher price, the cash buyers just wouldn't buy it because it doesn't make sense for them, right? So again, seller response 3, I don't want to give away my house, right? I understand, Mr. Seller, you don't want to give away your house, but on a cash offer with the terms we're providing you, we can close in 7 days. You're not paying any closing costs, no commissions, no showings, no nothing. I know you like the benefits, but you don't like the offer. Is that what I'm hearing? Yes. Okay. Well, what if I was able to still have the same benefits, right? But giving you a little bit more money. The only drawback is it's going to take a little bit longer. Would that be something you're interested in? Sure, yeah. What do you have? And then boom. And if you guys want my script on how to exactly do this, I break it down entirely in my school on what to say to the seller. The exact script that I use, that I'm telling you guys here today, right? So, let's just bring it down here real quick. What do these sellers all have in common? They rejected lowball offers, not just from you, but from thousands of other wholesalers that are calling them, right? They're not desperate. They're open to alternatives. They're often ignored by wholesalers who only know how to assign, that are just literally calling them and saying, how old is your roof? How old is the AC? Does it needs remodeling in the kitchen, bathrooms? And da-da-da-da-da, paka, a whole bunch of bullshit. Yeah, we can give you about 40%. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, no problem. They start calling the next one. So it's all about understanding how to talk to these sellers, how to, pull their pain points. Why are they needing to sell? What kind of solution can you provide to the seller? Is it a creative offer? Is it a novation, right? Is it a cash deal? What do the benefits of every single deal best fit that specific family? And that's how you're going to lock up much more deals and make much more money, right? So the key takeaways: don't walk away after the first rejection. We all know that. Listen between the lines. These responses are hidden green lights for novations. The sellers haven't said no. They're saying, give me a better option. When you offer it, you win, and they win too. Guys, again, if they are on the phone with you, that means they have a level of interest that they would want to sell their property. You're just not understanding how to communicate with them and provide a solution that benefits you and them. Because if they haven't hung up, that means that they're still wanting an offer or a solution to their problem. You just haven't figured it out yet, right? And that's exactly what my script, especially pitching novations, does for you when you read that out loud over and over again. And then when you pick up the phone with Mr. Seller, you know exactly how to provide a solution for them, right? So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Please leave a comment below. Share this to a friend that is looking for a new exit strategy or is, trying to level up their wholesaling business at the moment. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.